short handles and 3 rounds in the amateur featherweight division, sponsored by Charles Trott Roofing. And in the red corner, the regular 1 win, no defeats, weighing in at 143.9 pounds, representing Mavericks MMA from Petersfield, Edward the Machine Sheenan. And 1 defeat, winning at 145 pounds even, fighting out of Gym 01 and from Gosport, head 6 toes Donnelly.
Referee Andy Nicol gets this one underway. Featherweight action here at Shock and Awe 23.
Nice knees there from Sheenan. But we've got Donnelly here now with the wrestling up against the cage.
They're both men in black and red trim. Ed Donnelly with the shaved head. Sheenan with the slightly longer hair with his back against the cage now.
Yeah, with Donnelly wrestling up against the cage here. I'd like to see his head more into the chin to get that leverage, but there we go. Gets him down to the ground anyway. Straight away with batting open half guard there. We've got Ed Sheenan there working off his back.
Yeah, nice punches there from Donnelly. Sheenan looking to just explode out of that position, just using his feet to walk up the cage there and just throw Donnelly off.
Great hip pressure here up against the cage as well from Donnelly. He's putting some good shots in, he's picking his shots off, he's not getting crazy. He's got to watch the leg lock there. He's got to watch out for a knee bar, or he could go for a straight ankle lock here, Brad.
Yeah, no twisting locks. Under the amateur rules, that's no heel hooks or toe holds or inverted heel hooks.
You've got to be very careful going for a straight ankle lock at this time of the fight though, because it's a very tiring thing to not get.
And also when you talk about the knee bars and the straight ankle locks as well, you're leaving your head open like this, and I'm sure Donnelly is going to be happy to stay here the remainder of the round, just dropping big bombs like that on Edward Sheenan. Big punches coming down. Ed Donnelly smelling blood there.
Still trying to work that leg lock, but good work turning out there from Donnelly. And now he's got the knee on belly, the knee ride now is going to be able to play a big factor. And I tell you what, I don't know how much more Sheenan can take of this, because he's taking some big shots.
Yeah, Sheenan under heavy fire here in the very first round.
Great knee on belly.
Taking a close look at this one.
Great knee on belly though there from Donnelly. Picking his punches off. Again, he's going for that straight ankle lock, but he's in a very safe position here, is Donnelly. And he can actually lift himself over the hips there. He can start punching.
Yeah, and if anything, it just stopped the punches raining down and just give him a minute to breathe. And he really is trying to lock that straight ankle lock up now, Jamie.
Yeah, and there's not much defence now from Donnelly on this. He's got to be very careful, because if well, there we go. So there's the defence now. But I think all that Sheenan really needs to do there was to extend the arches back and extend the shoulders, and he could have finished that.
Oh, takes a dominant position there, does Donnelly. Into full mount, raining down shots. The referee looking very close at this one, Jamie.
Yeah, 20 seconds is a long time to be taking shots like this, Brad, I'll tell you now.
Big punches coming down. Sheenan just wilting here. Great head movement there, though, to just dodge out of the way of those final few shots. And a great call by our referee to let that one continue, I think. We'll see what, if anything, Edward Sheenan can do differently here in the second round. Touch of gloves, we're underway.
There's that big overhand right straight away.
Yeah, both these guys going for the kill here. Neither man looking to take this by way of the judges' scorecards.
The rangier fighter is certainly Donnelly, isn't it? You can see that the arm spans a lot more than Sheenan. Sheenan's having to compensate that by just throwing big overhands and trying to close the distance.
He needs to watch his neck, but
he rolls himself for a leg lock.
Really seen some great all-round skill sets on display tonight here at Shockenhall. You know, the amateur scene on the south coast.
But rolls for a knee bar again himself there. So Sheenan really looking to these leg locks now.
The amateur scene on the south coast has always been highly talked about and highly regarded. This is exactly why. Sheenan representing Mavericks MMA from Petersfield. Ed Donnelly representing Jim O'Warren from right here in Portsmouth.
Yeah, he needs to clear that leg now. He needs to, that right leg, clear it out of the way, which he has done there. Good work here from Donnelly. He's got like a broken scaffold position from the side control, and he can start raining some punches down. Up against the cage pad as well. It's a really tough position for Sheenan to get out of.
Looking to pin that arm down now. A modified crucifix here from Donnelly as he looks to punch away. He's only got the one arm trap though, Jamie.
Yeah, he may go for a key lock here though.
Oh, maybe even step over the head. Sakuraba style.
Be nice to see.
Yeah, plenty of options here. A minute to go in the round.
He's going to work for that key lock. He's going to try and isolate that arm. And from this position, he's now nearly got that. Good hipping out though from Sheenan. He's seen what was coming there.
Yeah, great work, but still Ed Donnelly perseveres. Sheenan is all defensive at this point.
Yeah, this has been a very defensive round. You know, he's rolled for that leg lock before again, but in fact you may see Donnelly go for this foot lock himself. They both look to be setting straight ankle locks up. He needs to clear them legs out the way. Step into side control. But watch his own ankle again. Good defence once again though from Donnelly.
We really felt the heat of that punch here at cage side. Big solid shot. We saw more of that in the first round. Very, very confident in these top positions is Ed Donnelly. And again, just clubbing away from this top position, stacks up, big shots landing.
Do you know what, a very, very powerful heavy hitter as well as Donnelly. So Sheenan is really taking some damage here, Brad. You know, every single shot that you hear is flooding through the canvas. Because at the minute, the better wrestling has come from Donnelly. We've not seen much from Sheenan's side of it. If he keeps doing what he's doing, he's going to be in some trouble here.
Now, if he keeps this up, Ed Donnelly, it could be a question of how he wins rather than when. But a furious start to the round from Ed Sheenan.
If he'd have stepped back and picked that off a little bit more, though, he'd have put Donnelly in some trouble.
Oh, big punches landing there. A couple of nice hooks to the body. Tries to go high, but falling a little bit short. Slightly rangier of the two is Ed Donnelly. Sheenan just has to close that gap.
Donnelly seems to really slow down here, Brad. You know, he seems to have just backed off quite a lot, and he doesn't seem to be throwing much. Maybe he's starting to feel it a little bit, and the first two rounds have took it out of him. But this is exactly the round that Sheenan needs now. He needs to push it back on his back foot, like he is doing. He needs to pick these shots off now.
Real change in the tempo of this fight. Big punches there from Sheenan in the crowd, really getting behind him, Jamie.
Yeah, he is, but he needs to break out of that lock there and just keep basically picking him off a little bit. I see a knee, maybe a knee from here.
We see the wrist control there from Donnelly keeping his man in tight. Sheenan just needs the break here. He's doing some great work up against the cage with those punches, but he finds himself trapped now. And you've got to think one takedown might be the fight.
This is where Donnelly wants to fight though. Again, up against the cage. Nice, dirty sort of Randy Couture style wrestling really up against the cage.
Yeah, just staying very heavy, making his opponent carry all the weight. And of course running the clock down.
He's rolled for another leg lock himself. That's the second one that Donnelly's rolled for. But he sees that, rolls out himself. He's doing all the wrong things there. He needed to turn out with his left leg over the other side.
But back on his feet, which is where he had success at the beginning of the round. Just backing Donnelly up. Another right hand lands and another. Sheenan going to work here, Jamie.
Yeah, he needs to work off that if he steps back a little bit and works off that double jab, he can catch him with that overhand right every time here. Donnelly's really starting to slow down. You can see by the way he just pulled guard there, Brad.
Best work of the fight for Edward Sheenan so far.
So he's got that right leg over the back of the neck here, looking to maybe go for a triangle, and he could get that because of the way Sheenan's pushing down there.
Great work there from Sheenan though to just step through that guard right into full mount, and how things have changed. Sheenan in the mount now looking to do some damage. Final 10 seconds, might not be enough time to get the finish. Big punches from Sheenan, looking for a last gasp victory, but it's over.
What a fantastic fight here at Shock and Awe, Brad. That was a real back and forth fight. Sheenan really had to go for that in the third round, and he really did.
Yeah, we're seeing the replays now, Jamie. Just great combination punching. Really teed up some of his shots as he had Donnelly against the cage, and you can see Donnelly not wanting any part of these stand-up exchanges, Jamie.
Yeah, that's what we were saying earlier in the fight. Sheenan really needs to start picking his punches a little bit better, rather than trying to swing in and close that distance. Actually close the distance by picking off the jab and start working the combinations. I think that last round we've seen that. If we'd have seen that in the first two, it may have been a different fight this.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we've had to go to the judges' scorecards. One judge scores about 29-27, and the other two judges scores about 29-28. For your winner by unanimous decision, in the blue corner, head 6 toes Donnelly!
So Ed Donnelly there with the victory
and let's
here.
cheer for your runner-up, Edward Sheenan.
And goes to 2-1 after a fantastic fight there. And as his amateur career is just starting to take off, he'll learn a lot from that fight, Brad.